Looking for picture perfect design? Expecting this? Didn't think so. Why not work with one of the best designers in South Africa at Oracle Media? From print ads to web banners, billboards, Google ads, Facebook ads, and much more. Picture perfect designs every time.
Hi everyone, and good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. And I am your girl, Sinanzi Wenjofu, and we are coming live from our Oracle Media Johannesburg offices. And we are live today with one of the beautiful ladies and an amazing author, an amazing philanthropist. I mean, she does so much amazing work in the different field. And what a better way to celebrate Women's Month by starting it off with setting season 3 boundaries with the women who are leading in different spaces. They say if you have a woman in the house, you have the leader of the nation, you know? So there's so much. You can come in, call your friends, tell them that In Conversation is back, and we are looking at season 3. And in this season 3, we'll look to engage with each and everyone. Oracle Media is a media company that is in the business space. We understand in terms of the knowledge and the current trends that are happening in business. And what In Conversation is trying to do is bridge the gap of knowledge, where we bring in the different specialists, people with a background and people with a story to tell in terms of their different aspects of life. And today we start it off. Are you ready to hear who we have in the room? Well, we have the amazing Edith Venter, who has joined us today, and our topic is focusing on women in business. And we call this In Conversation, Women in Business with Edith Venter, right? Isn't that amazing? So just for us to get to know her, for those that have not met her, but there is no way that you do not know her. Okay, so let us give her a very nice warm welcome. Hi, Edith, how are you? Yeah. Hi, Edith.
Yes. There we go.
Welcome.
Technology and age doesn't go well together, you see. No, it's absolutely wonderful to be with you. Lovely to chat to you again. And you know, when you say season 3 and all of that, makes me feel like I'm on a Netflix series or something. Yeah. I'm part of, yeah. So no, it's really great to be with you and with your viewers and your listeners and all of those good things. And lovely to be doing this for Oracle Media.
Oh, this is amazing. You know, there are people that you look up to in the industry and you think, I wonder how she does it. When I grow up, I want to be like that woman. And I think for me, it's that moment today where I'm just like, I'm chatting to Edith Venter, you know? Bridging that gap.
Well, I look at the other one. I'm chatting to Sina, so there we go. So no, I'm pleased to be here and to be part of this lovely In Conversation program that you've got going.
Now, thank you so much for agreeing with us, for agreeing to be with us. Now, just to kickstart, so I sit on the questions side of this today, and you're on the hot seat.
I believe so.
Well, I don't want to tell everyone. I think I've already mentioned, you know, the bits and pieces there about who you are. And you know, they say if you really want to get to know a person, don't Google them, but have a conversation. And I think that's what's so important about today. And to start off the conversation, I just want to ask you my first question. You know, so many people, you are well known for your great work in business. as a businesswoman who is in the events industry, you have a book written. You run multiple projects, that you have led and are still leading. But to those that do not know who Edith is, can you give us a short introduction of yourself?
Oh my gosh, I'm very old, so a short introduction is difficult, but we'll do it. We'll do it nice and quick and speed sort of wavering. I was born and brought up in Edenvale, which is close to Oliver Tambo Airport. Went to a convent there in Edenvale, Holy Rosary. Had a great, grew up in a wonderful family unit, 6 children, and my mom and dad really set the bar. They gave us the foundation, all their children, the foundation of life and how to behave in life and the respect and all of those good things that one should show to people that you come into contact with. So it was a wonderful way to grow up. I, of all the 6 children, was the first to go overseas. So when I left school and matriculated in those years, I wanted to go and be a doctor, but because of funding and all of that, I unfortunately couldn't. So I went into and did a commercial matric. I went into the business commercial world, started as a receptionist and then as a PA. So I really align myself with the PAs of the world and the amazing work that they do, because that's where I come from. That was my starting point in business. But I always wanted to travel. So I had saved up a little bit of money, went overseas, and then spent some years over there, came back, and then went back into the business world. And life progressed and life happens. I then had my 2 beautiful sons, which are now, my gosh, I can't believe it, 41 and 39 almost. And so I became a mum, but still kept ties with business in the form of what I did around my charity work. And that was really, I would say, my work with charity really got me through some of the toughest times, the darkest times, and really made me understand how fortunate I was. And then once my boys grew up and they were going off to college and to university and all of those good things, I was a single mom at that stage. I realized that I was never going to be one of those ladies that drank tea and played tennis, and not that there's anything wrong with that, and that's what you do, that's wonderful, but I just knew that I couldn't do that. I wanted to start something that was above my charity work, and that's how Edith Venter Promotions came to be. And I launched with a lovely young man who sadly has passed since, but we started Edith Venter Promotions and really have never looked back. I mean, been through some tough times, especially in the last few years with COVID, because hospitality events, and as we all know, that industry really took a major hammering. So there were times in the last few years that one really looked at things very carefully, and I thought, do I need to carry on doing this? Do I really need this in my life? But somehow I said yes, because I still couldn't see myself sitting, not doing something constructive, and then also being able to give back into my charities. So I must say, I sit here very happily today to say that business is picking up. We've started some of our charity events, one being Playing for Pink, which is going to happen at Stain City later this year in October, which is so amazing and so fabulous, because that, again, aligns me with a charity called Reach for Recovery, and that's who we raise funding for through that event, plus others that we're going to be doing, which obviously we'll share on social media with everybody as they come to pass. So yeah, in a little bit of a nutshell, I wrote a book along the way. Yes, sadly got divorced along the way, and just took life's knocks as they happen, and then also life's wonderful, awesome moments. And being a very positive person, I like to dwell on those sorts of things rather than the negative. So yeah, that's me in a tiny little nutshell. but still getting up in the morning, still working hard, still looking forward to coming into the office and yeah, getting things going again, because I think we all need to play our part to build up our economy, build up our country, build up the world, and get back to where we need to be and get our value system right again. Because wow, you look at the world and you think, and even our country, you think, my gosh, what's happening? So I think we all need to do our parts, and I'm very pleased to be doing my tiny little part. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Oh, wow. And you're saying, that's me in a tiny bit, And I'm just like, wow, there is still more.
Because there's lots of years to fit into that tiny little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Into 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have comments that are buzzing on our social media platforms and saying, it's always lovely to see Edith sharing her experiences and business savvy. You are such a role model. And that's from Lindy Volmarans. And we also have Lundisile all the way from Port Elizabeth saying, your positivity is so inspirational. So, they are listening. And I think knowing that you're a person who always loves sharing, this is such an exciting moment for a lot of people.
Good. I'm glad.
Well, I am going to dive right into my next question. Apparently, I only have 20 minutes today. And,
Yes.
I'm going to talk about putting all these years of experience in just 20 minutes.
No problem. Let's try. We'll give it a bash.
No, definitely. My next question, and I mean, you've touched on quite a lot when it comes to the business and the current state in the country. And, given that you are who you are, a woman that is always self-driven, at one point in your speech, you spoke about how you were once a single mom, and you had to, pick up everything and come together to raise those kids. And also be the woman that you are today. So my next question is that in the rapid changing world of business, what progress have you seen in women? Are you where you are supposed to be, or are we closely getting there? What do you think is the progress?
Oh my gosh, if you look, and if we just speak primarily in South Africa, I think that women have made huge strides. However, I think there's still much to be done around women because, again, primarily in South Africa, we do still hear about too much gender-based violence and all of those awful things. But I think women have progressed hugely. I think from those days when we didn't have a vote, whatever, and to where we are now, I see so many, and it's so wonderful when I see young women who are self-motivated. They've started up their own businesses, whether they be small or part of a bigger institution or company. But they're sitting on, there's more women sitting on boards, there's more women that have a say, and there's more women that are totally independent. So they manage their lives, and they're not accountable or answerable to anybody. And they're also very successful wives and moms. So it doesn't mean that you can't have the one without the other. They have it and they manage it. And I always think I absolutely am inspired by young women today, where they manage a household, they manage their kids, and they manage wonderful businesses that they are in and that they are in charge of, and do it very, very well. So I do believe that there has been massive stride. However, I still think that there's a long way to go because of situations that happen. You look worldwide. I mean, just recently, the law that was passed or renounced in America, in the USA, around abortion and abortion rights and say for women, which for me was a huge step backwards, because whether one agrees with it or not, I do believe that it's a woman's right to be able to make those decisions and not to have restrictions put on her again, where she, that she used to have in her grandmother's age or time or whatever. So I think, we have to keep, I think women have to just keep pushing. And I always smile because, we have Women's Day on the 9th. And boy, in true fashion, the women in South Africa ended up making a Women's Month. Forget about a day, it became a month. And that's it. And you know what we do? We need to shine in that month. We need to showcase what we've done, how far we've come. And we all need to lift up another woman. So if we all do that, somebody that maybe hasn't had the benefits or whatever that we do have, let's help them. Let's help them on their way. Let's do what we need to do to give them the tools or the education or whatever it is that they need to also then be able to bring up the next generation and the next generation. I think that's very important.
Amazing. I mean, when just listening to you, you realize that there is somewhere where this passion is coming from. And I think that's where my next question is going to. And I think everyone is waiting for the secret, because then we can then use the secret to also become, the next Edith, and the next successful businesswoman. And, we all live by some sort of inspiration, or at least seek it, every now and then. Can you share with us in terms of a women's empowerment moment that has inspired you in your life?
Oh gosh, there have been so many, but I think the most inspirational moments in my life have been through women or through my charity-based work, where you come into contact with, and I go back to Reach for Recovery, with women who are going through tremendous challenges, health-wise, and how they're going to overcome those. And they do, and they are just so motivational and so incredible. And, I always sit back and think, I'm so blessed. But here are these women who, with very little, are doing absolutely amazing things. So I would say it's my work again with charity that gets me through, and inspires me. And inspires me to get up and to make a difference in somebody's life and to raise the funds if we need to, because that's going to make the difference. So I think, like I said in my little opening moment, is that some of my darkest times, I've been uplifted by my work with charity and those organizations and those women and men and young men and the aged and the children and the disabled, to make me realize that there's a lot more to life than just having a good time. Not that there's anything wrong with that either, but there's so much to do, and there's so many incredible people out there that just need a little bit of a push. So they are my inspiration. They are the ones that get me out of bed in the morning. They motivate me and make me want to keep moving forward.
No, thank you so much, Edith. I think what you touched on, it's something that a lot of people have struggled with, especially since we just got out of COVID. And I think what I take from you when it comes to your inspiration is that you are not so much invested in the challenges and the pains, but you pay attention as well to your environment, and draw inspiration from what other women are overcoming in their spaces and what they're doing with the little time that they have. I think that's truly, truly inspiring, learning and drawing inspiration from your environment. And then let's talk about your confidence. I mean, for those who haven't seen you face to face, they should definitely have a moment with you, because you walk into a room and you demand that attention. Like literally everyone turns their heads. Have you built this confidence over the course of your career, or where did it come from?
Actually, in a weird kind of a way, I'm actually a very shy person. I don't like the limelight too much. I don't, but life has forced me to go in that direction. So I always say to people, be careful what you wish for. You know, we will wish, oh, we want this, we want, and then suddenly you get it and you think, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? And you are there and you have to manage it. So in fact, I'm not a person like that, but yeah, you know, people say that. I'm very blessed because I think it's my positivity around, you know, that I have. I don't let things get me down. And maybe it's just, you know, and I understand because we've come through, like you said, the pandemic, where it's taken so much from so many people and nearly from me as well. But I think, and it can make you very negative and very, you know, those sorts of things. So I try and keep that positivity. I always say it's so much easier to say something positive and nice than it is to say something negative and nasty. The positive makes you feel good. The negative makes you not feel so good. So I prefer to focus on the positive and to be able to spread that and to, like I said, you know, lift somebody up, say something nice, you know, make somebody's day feel a little more special because they feel that you've noticed them and that you've had something to say to them. So yeah, I guess, and you know, yeah, I've just always been like that. I always, in fact, it comes maybe from my mom. My mom had a wonderful sense of humor. And I think I've gotten a little bit of that from her because I like to see the humor in things. I always say you've got to keep laughing because if you don't, you will cry and you will need to go and be somewhere else. But I always say that there has to be something positive, fun, inspiring in whatever it is that you're doing or saying out there. There really has to be.
Oh, wow. I mean, Women's Month is really a special month. You know, I think for us in conversation and for Oracle, it's even more beautiful because we have you here today. But, you know, I would like to know, I mean, you have so much inspiration and there's so much that is inside of you. What will be your message to the upcoming businesswomen who long to be part of, you know, the game changers of the country or internationally, you know, or Africa as a whole? What would be your special words for this month?
I would say, you know, get out there and network. I mean, if you are looking to do something or to start something or to be part of something, go out there, network, find the right people to align yourself with. And then, you know, set down a plan, set down a timeline. You can't just sort of flop from one thing to another. You need to have some kind of base to work on and work towards whatever your goals are. So make those goals, and nothing is too high. If you think it, you can be it. And you can, with the right connections, the right focus, and the right base. If you have that great base and you start from a good foundation, you will get to where you want to go. I mean, I've met amazing women that have come from very, very, very humble beginnings, and they've built themselves up. And by exactly doing that, align yourself with the right people, the right ethics, the right way of doing things, and with the right focus, and you'll be fine. And if you need it, you know, find a mentor. There's so many women out there that are happy to mentor older women, people who have been in business or are in business, and will help you to, you know, put down your plans as well and realize them.
There you go. And that was the message to the game changers who are looking forward to one day becoming a mini Edith Venter or a big Edith Venter or even surpassing her.
Yes.
So yeah,
I
that was
need to go and rest a bit now. So let those other young ones come up now.
in, come
Take
in and
over.
take over.
Yeah.
That is the invitation to the young women. I hope for everyone that is listening to us, and we are talking about, the Marentia Becker. We see you out there, Cherie, Nicole, you're done. We see you, Zoni Stradon, and thank you so much for joining us. I mean, we just raced through, the 20 minutes that we had, and I think it's been amazing to have you on. And it's always great learning from you and hearing what what you've gained over, and most importantly, just getting to know the beautiful human being that you are. And we do have very little time, so in your closing statement.
I would like to say in my closing statement that a very big thank you to Oracle, because they were paramount through the COVID years for me. And specifically Neil Barker, who is the CEO of Oracle Media. A huge thank you to him and his extended team, which we've got to know very, very well. But it was also through him and his hand reaching out that inspired me to just keep going, because I just knew I had to do that. And that's what I was trying to say. And there were so many other people who did exactly the same thing, and hopefully I did the same for some other people as well. But it really is a huge thank you. And I'm so excited now that we sit here today, where business is picking up. We can go out there and start doing our charity events and raise funding and raising awareness for all those amazing organizations, because they suffered hugely. But it's a thank you to those people who helped me on my journey as well.
Thank you so much, Edith. It's been amazing having you on the In Conversation show. And to everyone that has joined us, thank you so much. Please stay on the lookout on our social media pages. We have more interesting conversations that are coming in, especially this season 3. As Edith said, we sound like we are on Netflix. We are back with season 3. So thank you so much. And we wish you all a lovely afternoon. Let us all go out there and be the game changers that it is from us at Oracle Media. Have a lovely afternoon.
You too.